Welcome on back, everyone, to the Verizon NA Game Changers Series 1 lower bracket final between FlyQuest Red and Decimate Gaming. We just wrapped up map number 2 on Split, and now the series is tied 1-1. Shift, I feel like if the narrative with map number 1 was really seeing a lot of great team synergy from the side of Decimate Gaming, this time around on Split, it just felt like they could never even get anything started. It felt like their executes were just getting stifled.
It's just like, this was like the worst fears realized when it comes down to how the map veto process has worked. And this is, I think, generally speaking, the expectation that at least I was holding into just based on what we saw from Decimate yesterday and kind of what we've seen from FlyQuest over the course of this entire qualification and, now bracket stage. They're just so complete on the map. And is this one of those things for Decimate? Maybe they got more participation this time around from Zan than they did yesterday, but they're just losing control of the map so darn quickly. It just never gives them a chance to really fight back. We're on the other side. I mean, up until the last couple of rounds, Starbrown probably had their legs kicked up. I think at one point they were like 5-3 going into like the last 3 rounds of the game. So it's just like, when you've got your team dominating with so much space taken without the need of a sentinel, it just makes this game feel like it's on easy mode for FlyQuest.
Yeah, it really does. FlyQuest really impressed me with their calling throughout this one, especially on that defensive side. The way that they were setting up these trap plays in mid over towards A main and kind of having these more structured reclears was incredibly impressive. I think it's a lot harder to make that kind of style work when you're not playing these double initiator comps, right? The only piece of initiation utility you have is the Sky Flash and to some extent that Viper Molly. But you see rounds like this, right, where it's a flash, perfectly timed Molly nade, and then the second layer of Dodo Nuts Salt. This is another such example where it's that flash into main and Dodo is instantly taking advantage. The timings they're choosing on this, you can see that little Omen paranoia at the end too, is really sublime. And I've honestly been so impressed with Thea's calling throughout this tournament, and gotta mention this. I mean, this was just sick that they're fully aware you need 3 players to keep them off and actually execute on it. But back to that point around Thea, before last Game Changers, the final one of 2023, she had never IGL'd before. Through her career in Counter-Strike, through her long career in Valorant, through years and years of being a pro player. She was always the newer young player who was more filling kind of a star role. But then suddenly she's like, hey, I want to try on this new EG roster to IGL. Her and Jovi start working on it. They play second place the first tournament she's IGLing with a week of practice. And now into the first Game Changers 2024 with more time behind her. She's again built up a roster that plays around her system fantastically.
Absolutely. And I feel like after that first map, we had so much praise to what Zan was able to do with the space that she was given, with the support that she was given. But I felt like this time around, she didn't quite get that opportunity. And as we pull up the head-to-head between Zan and Dodonut, I think we can really see that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's so tough because this does feel like a complete echo off of what we had from yesterday, where just Zan is just not able to do anything on a map like Split. There's not a lot of space for them to work through. Like you mentioned, the team isn't really able to set up the same kind of opportunities that we saw, especially with the Reyna when they were playing on Icebox. It's just one of those situations, generally speaking. This is, I believe, just through the first map, where the first blood percentage is just essentially empty for Zan coming into map number 2. Whereas we saw from the replays and different queue-ups that we had on Dodonut defensively, she's being set up to be the first one in and essentially take down 1, if not 2 eliminations without really even being shot back at. So yeah, it definitely felt like this was going to be an uphill battle on this map for Decimate in particular, and that definitely was the case.
Yeah, FlyQuest, though, having Dodonut come online is absolutely critical. We've seen them have close games even against teams like Shopify when she is not performing. But when she is performing, she is ridiculous. And I think we started to see that come online on Split. So many of these individual moments out of Dodo, continuing to prove why she's a top-tier duelist in the scene.
And to be clear, the stats that we're looking at right now, Shift, are a combination of maps 1 and 2. To your point, if we are able to get the stats from just map 2, we'll see that difference. And there we go. Just a drastic difference of what we see with map number 2.
Yeah.
Big number good.
Bigger number equals better. I mean, 87.5% cast percentage is ridiculous. Plus a quarter of the first bloods in the map. Yeah, it just was one of those situations. It just never really felt like Zan could get anything going, which is why I was kind of a little bit surprised that that was from both maps in particular, because Zan just went like, what, like 4 and 16 or something like that. So yeah, there's definitely a stark difference in terms of what we saw from Zan first map versus the second, but this head-to-head's not going anywhere. This is, I think, one of the biggest story points of what this series will kind of end up at result-wise, depending on how long we go.
Indeed.
Yeah, absolutely. It will. And I think as well for Zan in particular, well, they had a really rough second map there. It wasn't just on them playing badly by any means. I think it really came down to a team issue. This squad just really could not figure out how to get past these FlyQuest trap plays when they were going for site exec. So many rounds where Zan is going in, no one's really in a position to follow up. There's some kind of disconnect there. It's hard to assign blame on other side when it's this big of a stomp, but I think definitely we're going to need to see a complete 180 from its squad if they want to bring the series back in control.
Indeed, and remember, this is a best of 5, so they still have that opportunity coming up next on Sunset. And as a reminder, Ship, the last time that these two teams played each other, we did end up with that triple overtime game. It did go the long mile.
Yeah, it did. And again, it's one of those situations that we had the same usual suspects kind of taking control of the narrative, but I kind of want to focus a little bit more on Decimate from yesterday, because you got to remember that there is like a small caveat to all the talking points because of the fact that Decimate were so successful on finding retakes, 3 of which were just held spikes. And even though we did see a couple of moments of that on Icebox, I think FlyQuest will be fully prepared in terms of how they want to set up their post plants here, especially considering they're starting things up on offense. The only other point, just kind of briefly, is that they do play very different styles of compositions on this map, where you're going to have things like a Fade in the mix with the Omen for the side of Decimate, where on the other side, there's the Harbor Sova setup coming out from the side of FlyQuest. So this is all about, again, finding information and then controlling the space, I think, for both these two teams in very different ways.
FlyQuest Red is going back to this solo harbor composition, which we saw them struggle on the attacking side versus Passion Project with this one.
Yeah, good point.
Kind of the issues with the harbor is you only have one wall, one PC utility that can fully block off one of these sites when you're executing. If you're not juggling the timings right on that, it can be really hard to call a cancel, to change up how you're playing. When you compare that to, say, a Harbor Viper comp, it's a lot harder to make your play telegraphed because you have that second bit of controller utility to kind of sell deceit, to show pressure on other sides. I think it makes life honestly quite a challenge to mid-round on attack, and I would expect Decimate to be starting to put together quite a few rounds on defense. But once we switch over, completely different story. The Harbor becomes really strong in those retakes, especially paired with this double initiator. Taking extremity control, also a big strength of this comp. It's unorthodox, it's kind of risky, but FlyQuest has proven that this is the idea they're committed to, so I would expect Decimate to be ready.
And just as a piggyback onto that, the player that really shined last time these two teams had played was Starbound, 28 and 15 on that Cypher. So this is, again, kind of we talked about in the pre-show, Decimate have to have a response for that. You cannot allow the Sentinel just to stay alive for a super long amount of time. And then more importantly, you cannot allow Starbound to roam around freely when they're on the offensive side, because that is also a spot where they were really, really successful. Have to keep track of the Cypher.
Well, the series is currently tied 1-1. Will it be FlyQuest Red or Decimate Gaming that gain that edge in this best of 5 lower bracket final? Vans and Riv, over to you.
Thank you so much, Smix. Yes, indeed. Sunset coming up where, yes, there's maybe a chance right now with how Decimate's been working around like the last couple of days to prepare for this grand, or lower finals rather, to potentially get an upset against FlyQuest here. But I do have to tend to agree with Mimi. It's going to be very difficult for FlyQuest to get some good stuff going on their attack. So not only are you going to count on Starbound to be really good on how they play their defense, but how the mid-round would pivot if Starbound's able to activate some good lurks, especially when you only have one controller to hit your site with.
It looks like there's already a trap play. They may not have a mid-round to work with on this, coming from Decimate towards mid. They'll be going towards B main, should be able to avoid it for a moment, but Sandra might get an earful on that right side in this fault line position. Fault line basically trading each other. They're just looking at each other through walls right now. And everything's quiet on this first movement, except now they know that FlyQuest is B.
Yeah, all they wanted to do was wait here, playing on the extremity of market. Waiting for a timing to fault line with nade off the plant.
Spike planted.
Does not connect. Well, actually, it does. Thea does get hit, but at least to get the plant down now for FlyQuest on the post plant. Decimate looking to retake the site, waiting for the high tide to come down. FlyQuest looking to fight towards the spawn. The second flash blinds a teammate, allowing DCM to push back forward towards Boba. Aftershock to let them back towards the market. Everybody's getting dropped.
Just
It's up
Starbound.
to Starbound alone. 4 versus 1. Beautiful double swing. And DCM, they get a nice retake to start.
Yeah, a really neat push from FlyQuest there. Dodo's nade is actually placed really neat to be able to clear left side, and then the team squeezes to right. But I think Decimate did a really good job of just running the time down as much as they needed to avoid that util, be just on the outer edge, and you saw them flood through Boba there, putting in their order, and the order was a W. 2-0-1 for Zan. Starting off again. It's whoever's out of the gate first in the duelist composition or the duelist fight who seems to go off. So we'll see if Zan can keep that going. Lots of util here for DCM to fight back on this pistol. Kind of sheriff off here for FlyQuest with a few sheriffs and a ghost for Thea.
Yeah, that's
mid
mid control.
market.
Whew. Almost. Yeah, it gives us some space here. Trying to find a timing. The second one breaking the trip. The fault line, but counter fault line beautifully done on the defense. Will put the attack on a stalemate. Misu's down to low HP. FlyQuest looking to pivot back towards the B site. Moving out from the market. High tide to allow them to cross over and potentially just get a safe plant. Nicely done to keep Decimate at bay. But the retake has been strong for this roster.
They wait. Here's the wait again.
Spike planted.
Right? Everybody's in market. It seems like they just take control of this market channel and then squeeze in.
Paranoia, though, is nice.
One enemy
DCM's just going to
remaining.
flood back. There's only Lace again. Line it up first by a flash. Beautiful first cherish shot. A second one. Oh, saw the alignment on that one, but hits Mluo's shoulder. DCM is able to come in for the defuse, but that's 3 down and body armor damage onto Mluo. As we mentioned on our first map, that was a dub for DCM when they had their own eco. This time it's FlyQuest that's able to take pride out of the damage that we've done on that second round.
Where we just saw Rise running. Kind of like right here in spawn. This retake from DCM to take market, take that lane, is giving such a disgusting paranoia every time that hits FlyQuest. Again, DCM waits for FlyQuest to want that Boba room. Already, market has been gained by Decimate, and they just slam back through out of that lane that goes up and down between Boba and market. Really cool stuff right there. They have a good retake protocol that seems to throw FlyQuest off if FlyQuest wants to try and encroach into spawn. So back to work in the middle of the map, but we lean now to the right side for our bonus round.
Yeah, you kind of have to stack.
Looks like, yeah, FlyQuest is going to stick together as well as DCM here.
Money's way too low here for DCM to try to go for a bonus round where they can split off across the map. Pain Shell is going to do no damage. As FlyQuest looks to activate one more time. A fault line after the Prowler. A double swing out. Beautifully done by Misu. But Sonner was there for the instant trade. I'm pretty sure she got concussed, but still got 2 kills right there on the lineup on elbow. That's going to stop the bleeding on the pressure that Decimate initially engaged and aimed for. The FlyQuest seems to be walking into an open A site.
We'll give it for now. As long as they can keep the sheriffs together here to try and trade a few shots and get one of those weapons in hand. But I like this lurk from FlyQuest. They continue to proceed.
30 seconds left.
They want a little bit more of an advantage before trying to take the site. And they're going to be able to now go from the backside and get some timing on anybody that would be hiding there.
Thing is, they haven't cleared elbow either, so I know they've killed 2 players there, but I don't know if they were thinking there was maybe more players.
Right.
Yeah, there you go. There's still a Raze watching that
Spike
area to get the
planted.
safe plant too, so it's not even really planted for an outside pulse plant. Fault line now from both ends. Flash coming through, high tide to save teammates. Weapon has been upgraded as Rise
One
has the
enemy
Vandal.
remaining.
Flash across, now the last player remaining. Nicely done in the end for FlyQuest.
FlyQuest get one. Yeah, they don't like that retake over on B. they go towards B, or they go towards mid a little bit, try and push up, figure out what's going on in terms of a little bit of rotation for Decimate, and that ultimate hit towards A after they lose a few. So a nice reset, audio cut, and a kind of retake back to A.
This goes here.
Weapons all around. Sonder is
On my
one away from ultimate here.
Right here.
It looks like they're set up for a quick tiles play to get control of
Shut
mid once
down.
again. DCM actually hasn't had much of a mid play after that pistol round that we saw. They are controlling the extremities quite nicely here, just keeping an eye on a peek. Flash through the wall, no fault line through the wall. A lot of times you'll see that being a flash because it'll hit both that dumpster side and elbow.
And look at the HP on Rise. So originally here, Lace had a lineup to try to break trips towards that B main. It does some damage, but at least for DCM, they're like, okay, well, they broke trip. They might try to pivot into a late round back into the B site. So nobody's really moving yet for Decimate at this point, even stacking 3 players all the way back now to really focus on this B. Fault line then comes out. Donut, the TP across. And then Lua gets picked. And that probably will engage just a huge hit from FlyQuest towards the A site.
Great protocol. They waited on it a little bit too. See if they got anything else from the map. Droned it, got it, but now it's about holding this retake. Fault line comes through. It looks like DCM wants to move now.
Cascade, though, it's going to block and not give an opportunity for DCM to move quickly after the plant. Pond being thrown out, Donut rushes forward, gets the kill. Aftershock then comes out on a defense. FlyQuest across the board once again. Rolling Thunder even pushed forward. Last one spotted, wall banged by Sonder.
Woo.
And a big flawless round. Look at the HP. Despite the amount of util that came out from DCM.
Yeah.
FlyQuest came out of it unscathed.
That call, you said it, the disruption. That fall, so this kill beautifully planned out since the beginning of the round. That might have been the best player they take. They executed flawlessly, and then the sight hit. It just really nicely done to see the fault line coming in from DCM, answer with a cascade, and then nobody can follow up on that fault line, that flash, and they're forced to run in with each other, making it almost impossible with the defense setup. Cascade mid. This push, though, man could have a play.
Definitely got the play. And then the rest are falling down. Rage, Pilaf, and Dodonut. But just too many players once again to deal with for DCM against FlyQuest. At least a duelist got one for their troubles for Decimate. But Mluo, I know we said she's been good in a clutch on that first snap on Icebox, but this is a tall order.
A little low. It's like, wait, is there a weapon? I killed somebody B main. Hey, I'll go check. Be a long
Meanwhile,
run.
I'll just get an orb and an ult for the next round here for FlyQuest. Take all the time you want to go pick up that
so
gun.
much. I mean, Saunders ulted last round, right? Then picked up a 2K, so it's just like, put him in the pocket.
Yep.
Just keep him coming. Keep him coming. Lace is right there, one away. Yeah, they are going to get that Vandal. So looking for exits with this. Money's there. This would be a 3rd round loss now.
Yeah.
So 2,900 on 14. You could actually go for this if you don't worry about dropping somebody or saving for econ too hard. It looks like it will be relatively safely used.
For FlyQuest, they want to hunt it down. They don't really care to lose their money because they're going to buy on the next round no matter what. So trying to keep this Vandal out of the hands for Mluo is big. Mluo at the same time is like, you know what? Let me do the job for you.
Mluo feels the same
Yeah.
way.
Let me do the job for you. Couldn't get the exits. You'll get a buy no matter what here for DCM on the next round. But keeping the economy low on a defense here also doesn't really allow Zan to get an off on this raise. And she's done so in the past on Split. Didn't have a chance to do so either on that Split map because it was very one-sided for FlyQuest. Now it comes down to a potential trap play. Camera's not going to see much here towards his B main, but we might just have a fault line paranoia off some sort of first shot.
Ooh, little one way to deter.
Fault line.
Wide swing.
Yeah, paranoia didn't follow. They just tried to go for a double swing across. Both of them get punished. That might be a round foiled, especially with the high tide coming out. Rise is falling back. The second ping spots all the players. A free plant, safe plant for FlyQuest for B main. Look at that.
So much protection. Yeah, they can't even fight back.
Yeah, Nightfall came out though. We're committing into this one for
Already?
Decimate. Knowing that they have the confidence that they could win duels one-on-one, but unfortunately not the awareness of where FlyQuest could be on the post-plant crossfire setups. This might be it right here. But yeah, just saying that they allowed Lace to get the plant, so now into the next round they have Showstopper, Reckoning, Hunter's Fury. Staying calm in the executions just to vibe just like they did on the second map on Split, despite them losing Pistol.
Absolutely. And this is a kind of reminiscent of, you know, DCM using the fault line. They didn't hit FlyQuest, and FlyQuest get away with kind of just, okay, we get an ult. Now we get this Nightfall that it seemed like they were ready, but again, there's more delay, and you can't use that ultimate. Like, it's not coming up with results, and that has to hurt for DCM. That FlyQuest is just snap judgment on these reads is so correct. They keep the momentum here. It's going to be 4 in a row. You mentioned the ultimates that are up, so it's going to make it even harder for DCM to get one of those ecos they've been so good about getting in their last few series. Hero Vandal for Misu as they start this one off. A little bit towards mid. We'll just see if they can get an early read. Or DCM maybe push with a slow buy.
And round just starts, all util gone. So trap on the top, or trip rather on the top, broken, door being broken, forcing DCM just to run around the map with zero information. So FlyQuest still has a lot of room to breathe in the early rounds of this round. They're looking to pivot towards this A site. Only a camera there.
They may even hear that cam and then worry about some trips if they didn't hear like double trick shots on the other side.
Yeah.
Fault line. This could be Dodo bouncing in. Oh, they don't.
Oh, the flash too. Spots the cam as they break it. And you saw the amount of utility that was used by DCM just to re-clear the top middle. Showstopper committed, aftershock, paint shells. That's double paint shell kill. That's gotta hurt. That's gotta be annoying to deal with. Or at least to be on the receiving end of paint shells like that, that's unfortunate. So, only 3 more alive now for Decimate. Trying to push back in the site. There's those paint shells coming out again. No damage, but keeping players pinned on the right side.
Oh,
Nothing really you can do at this point. But yeah, like just breaking those trips at the top. They use so much utility for Decimate on that retake just to cross over on that A side that they have even less to retake in that A site.
and you have to worry. You have to keep that anchor
exactly.
at B. You're like, oh, well, the trips are gone, so we have to worry a little bit because the cam's at A, so you have to have eyeballs a little bit on it for longer.
Yep.
And that delays the rotation. Push forward, a push through.
One enemy remaining.
And FlyQuest able to get that. Misu close to getting the 1v1 there on the pawn shop side. That could have definitely changed the round, but FlyQuest is just getting the firefights in their favor too, and these execs.
They're really trying to shut down the B main to start here, putting a lot of bodies on this side for Decimate. Reckoning already comes out. Info spotted, or info heard rather, inside the market. Hunter's Fury out. Oh, free reign for Donut on the top of the map. Now you even have Zan popping off their own Showstopper. Connects onto Starbound on B's. The second kill, spike down, late through the high tide. As Carrie now gives her position away. Shot missed, breaking now the orb. They know she's inside the market. So plat down, Donut already once again 3 orb away from an ult. Speaking of ults, Neural Theft coming out on the defense. Hoping to isolate 1v1s, but off the ping, maybe a double swing. Instead, playing the discipline, allowing Donut to be the first contact and to farm that kill.
Van Silly, the amount of just head games that FlyQuest has on DCM right now is absurd. So if you ask yourself how FlyQuest was losing the A take, it was because DCM had control of that area right there, where Donut just got a double kill. That lane between Market and Boba. Then On the other side of it, the Cypher util has moved to A because they've been hitting A. So free on B. FlyQuest get to run in. They are working the map so good right now. And we'll just see how they can do into this round. They avoid the Sheriff so well. DCM's not been able to get close to the ecos they have in previous series, with FlyQuest being so patient and waiting for the pushes.
Yeah. Try to fault line to allow Zan to push down and hopefully get a pick. Sheriff shots are missing from both Zan and this time around from Mluo on the top of middle. Nice contact play, entry from Dodonut, and Sheriff's usually good for the GC Sheriff, and as I mentioned that, Misu at least gets one. But once again, looking pretty good for FlyQuest to get their 7th in the half. Unless Mluo pops off here in the back of Boba, and you see the change of pace and the change of adaptation that FlyQuest is currently doing here. When they lost this round and and their eco, they really wanted to challenge and fight towards the back of Boba. But DCM are very happy to play the retake with their comp every single time on both A and the B site. So this time around, everybody from FlyQuest not looking to fight back towards Boba, not trying to fight against the stack or the rotate and try to catch the rotate off against DCM, and it works out. Yes, we've done some damage from DCM onto FlyQuest, but at the end of the day, it's still the rounds capitalized by FlyQuest.
Capitalizing on ults too. I think we'll get some dueling rolling thunders on this round, if you will, as attack pause rings out. Let's look at and see what DCM can do, because they have decided to switch the Cypher utility back to more of a global util. We're going to have one mid, probably one over towards B if they decide, and then a camera to spec out rotations or a site hit.
Yeah.
Other than that, what are the alts, right? With that, I think they had From the Shadows in the Rolling Thunder. So retake very much in the books on that, right? But you're matching up against the Rolling Thunder. So it's going to have to be taking out FlyQuest before they can get into position, or giving them a problem before they get into position. Make them sweat a little bit even. Yeah. Because there's no protocols that DCM's been doing other than reacting to FlyQuest protocols, and that's a step behind. You're too far behind FlyQuest at that point because they're in your face.
I think they have to leverage carry more on information right here as a Cypher as well. Active information. So far, keeping only cams inside the A site. You're not allowing the trap, like the satchel / fault line activation that Zan could do. If you put a camera up to look down towards the A main, get early information that they're working towards the A side, perfect. You can pivot and adapt and do a trap play that side. If not, camera on the B side to look down towards the B main, just do the simple trap plays they can do, and that we usually see on this map. And as I say that, they're just trying to do a little bit something aggressive off the timeout, but once again, almost off blindness, right? They're hoping that the Haunt's going to get some information, that it's going to hit, that they read it perfectly at that point where the hit's going to be coming from at the start for FlyQuest. But really nothing that's going to allow for them to get that information. And as I say that, Misu lines up 2 kills.
That's huge.
Zan with another. Trait comes out. High tide. A push from Mluo with a timing here. There's one more to go. Starbound alone, 1 versus 3. Mentioned it at the desk at Starbound. Usually their playground on this map gets denied by Mluo.
And I think you can see just how close these firefights are, and that Misu was a sliver of wall away from losing that. Misu got dinked through the wall first, so the first shot from FlyQuest was a headshot, and the follow-ups didn't do enough damage, giving Misu time to drop 2. So even that's how tight these situations are. As DCM's able to grab one for themselves, Misu comes up so big in that to control the recoil from the aim punch and be able to drop those members of FlyQuest. Again, they go fast. Fancilly, they're trying to make them sweat, just like we said.
All right, hit by a Prowler. Second Prowler coming out. Even the Paranoia, actually. So one Showstopper wasted a lot of that utility out from the A aggression, allowing now FlyQuest to move up on middle to split towards the A side. Although with no market control, that's 3 players fighting towards the back of the spawn. Well done with the Rolling Thunder. The fight back moving forward. A Nightmare coming out on the other end. Nightfall pinging 2 players. And now the players on the top of middle are actually pinched with the spike. Although Saunders getting these kills on the top of the middle. Finally gets traded back Hat coming out. Information on the last two. Oh, Rise!
Ooh.
Drops 2 before the high tide came down.
Spike
Now suddenly you have a
planted.
2 versus 2 with a spike plant for B main.
Util is drained on both sides. Just the aftershock is available right now. Who's got the aim? That crosshair placement is what it comes down to. They're not even really creating a crossfire too much. They're just trying to watch each other's backs here.
Oh,
Both from Market.
yeah. Flash Haunt trying to get a ping. Aggressive tight angle. Thea wrapping across from behind. That should be a back
One
tap on the
enemy
fade.
remaining.
Nisu falls back on the
One
spike.
enemy
A
remaining.
1 versus 1, but Rise at 4 HP. You'll call that audible for your teammate for the wide swing. Swinging that confidently, Thea allows
Yeah.
FlyQuest to have 8.
Knowing that damage was
Last
done.
round in
Just
the
one,
half.
just one. All right, run up. Thea confidently swinging that, like you mentioned. 8-3 here as FlyQuest say, no, we'll take it right back. Still have that rolling thunder as well to make it happen. And these frags
One enemy
absolutely
remaining.
can
One
gain
enemy
control of
remaining.
Market. Really helping for a bit there and not allowing DCM the retake they like to see. All right, we start off on round 12. Again, doesn't look like too much of a protocol. Just remedy rules here. DCM.
Cameron Brook right away, off angle. Zen almost got that kill onto Dodonut, but Rolling Thunder then comes out.
No
Oh, I am
way.
so sad for Carrie. Unloaded against the utility. And she finally gets picked off the Rolling Thunder, hit through the high tide, and that's a plan for FlyQuest.
You cannot get away from them here. We're gonna get a fight to mid, so Dodo gets prowlered.
Fighting the market. Rise with 1. Second once again, doing a great job holding the market, retaining the market. Now DCM's fighting back. Reckoning out. Audio calls, audio cues. But M. Lua wins that fight against Thea. No help needed. DCM will get the defuse. And they're actually able to make this close at the half.
Yeah, that was huge. I thought Dodo was gonna come up big there. Little
Switching sides.
messery with the gate roll down on that shot that didn't really allow the flash to hit true. Almost had the shots coming in. Defuse though, 8-4 here with this first half. FlyQuest had so much control, but 4 rounds, you don't feel like anything is out of hand on the other side. You know FlyQuest is firing, they're shooting true, but the teamwork on attack side from Decimate has been something else so far. Can they make it happen here like they did on the first map? They have a good attack squad, they have the double initiator, and they can support Zan a lot with this composition. It's just if they can keep control of the map. FlyQuest likes to get hungry. They like to see what the extremity looks like, and it's easy for Lace to check a lot of corners with a dart and a drone.
Speaking of drones, the Prowler looking out, breaking the trip. One-ways are being thrown. Fault line slowing down Zan to not get more space here. They never broke the trip, now allowing Sonder to get the kill. Now under 22 HP, Flash comes out. 2 players blinding to the back of the site of B. But the rest comes in from the market.
One
Couple of
enemy
trades
remaining.
coming through, but it's a 1 versus 2 as Starbound. We mentioned it before, when they have a chance now to anchor on the defensive side,
Yeah.
they're going to be forced to be reckoned with.
Feeling good. Cypher Util costs a lot, so. Gotta get them credits. See this replay once again. Nice dive into the site. Good use of the Cypher trips not being broken as easily. And yeah, that
Spike
teamwork on the
down,
trades. Just look at them in and out, in and out. Yes. That must be hellacious to try and shoot at if you're an attacker coming in. Cascade slow for B main. Oh, push here. A lot of times the team will put an Omen in this position that you see Dodo not in right now. Oh, that a little close.
Also, thank God it's only a classic.
Spike down,
But yeah,
B.
definitely controlling the orb, controlling the ults is FlyQuest's objective in this round number 2 of the half, and also just allowing Donut to farm. Everybody's just running
One
around with
enemy
pistols, and then Sonder and Donut both running behind with the Bulldogs, getting these kills. Name of the game, I mean, look at that. It's looking really good for that swing round in round number 5. I think that's what here Schiff was talking about, the 1-3-5 for FlyQuest. Good pistol, good anti-eco. And now you'll get ults ready for 5th to 6th round. DCM, the only saving grace here is this lurk from behind that, you know, through the ruckus, maybe they'll be able to activate these flanks like they did on Icebox, but right now it's really looking like it's been one-sided for FlyQuest since that second map on Split.
It really has. The map reads themselves have been so good. And then if you break it down to individual power, you're still getting the 1v1s. Some of the 3Ks, the 4Ks, it would be fun to get a count just on this series so far of what has been happening there. And it's just a powerhouse right now from FlyQuest. 3 away from certifying Sunset. Is going to be a lower by Bulldog, Stinger, Sheriff, or Fly. Just a little bit of damage coming through on those rounds. That makes the bonus not too bad, actually.
ADS can walk it down. Double Prowler. That's actually pretty good for Gary to get 3.
Huge!
Ooh. Lurk on mid. Starbound gets that pick. Everybody's rotating back towards the B site. Remember, Starbound plays this site. Starbound plays this site. Starbound plays this site. And now they know there's no the Omen TP'd across, so there's still a trip to allow Starbound to get ready here. There's that Prowler breaking the trip. There is spot both players now. Even allowing Lace to move towards the back of the site with an Aldrone and a recon dart on the pulse plant. They know now it's towards the staircase. Actually, they didn't stick it. Shock dart now coming through. Damage onto Misu down to 82. Now we stop the bleeding. Room to breathe. Vandals in hand for at least the 2 players of DCM. Working in tandem, trying to fight back towards Boba. And that's where the crossfire is from FlyQuest. Recon swing out. 2 kills out from FlyQuest. The retake too good. They're at 11.
Oh my gosh. FlyQuest coming in huge there. Really nicely played by Starbound at the back of Boba. Able to take down Emluo coming in. Emluo looking like in the museum, trying to dodge in between the wires as she gets into sight there and then gets caught by one. The diamond is secured. You cannot touch it, says Starbound. And they hold down B 11-4. With that one being a defuse, so a little bit money on the plant. And it's going to be the Guardian game here for DCM. 2 Vandals are going to be able to thread in there. If they can get a kill, they can throw the hat. Gary's had this. See if they can use it. Get a read on where the map's being played. FlyQuest haven't really seen too much at A, and everything they're doing at B continues to disrupt DCM, so they keep doing it. They push up, they grab the orb, and then they roam a little bit.
Yeah. Well, at least one thing's Guardians are good at is rebooting the game. So hopefully for DCM, with these Guardians, they could turn it around. Round number 16 in the long range. Funneling and focusing towards the elbow and Starbound this time. A good read to put the Cypher utility out towards the A side. Holding towards 10. Flushed out by the Aftershock. Running back into their cage. Hit by so much util, but still running out safely. Triple push to try to fight against Carry towards the main. Big flash, so good timing for DCM. Starbound now pulls out the hat. All 4 players of DCM now pinned towards the elbow, inside the site. Nice shots with these Guardians. And Starbound's alone. Caught off guard. The Guardians pay off for DCM.
If you blink, you miss it. The Guardians come up so big, like you said, easy to change that one around, reset it a little bit. Not the money so much. Don't get that confused. It is going to still be a heck of a lot of money to purchase, but this was really nice by DCM to kind of go for a default play and see how FlyQuest would react. They let B main get controlled. They worked the right side of the map, watched the flank, and fought forward. I mean, you can't ask for more when you're hitting your shots, and the util is really the pairing away through default or tin box and then default coverage. Ow, was really good. And now they have to be careful of a Rolling Thunder. After DCM plant, if they can, they have to position almost perfectly.
Yeah, looks like they're going to fall line flash for A control. DCM control towards the B link, where it could have been a different story if Rise actually got picked off. Off the contact, there's the fault line. Rolling Thunder on the defense. They want to fight it forward for FlyQuest. More utility probably should be coming out, though. Astea doesn't care. Runs down, drops 2. That's the spike.
What?
My ult's ready.
Made that feel like a save round. Like they had pistols. That was a crazy swing. Who does that? Oh my,
Power
it was so
numbers,
late on the
too.
Rolling Thunder too. Here we go
Yeah.
towards mid. Could have some time.
9 HP though. That's so unlucky. They've done that before. Rise is trying to do the breach lurk middle. But at 9 HP then gets picked off, and FlyQuest just wants to play the power of numbers. They don't care about watching over the spike. Allowing here for them to just
my
focus on
gosh.
retake towards the A site and watching middle. Because again, all the Starbucks utility
30 seconds
Starbound's
left.
utility is towards the B site.
Oh man, you can see that in the future. Oh, Surgeon's looking. Ooh, another one.
One enemy
Drop
remaining.
some weapons. And just a
10
lurk here
seconds
from
left.
Luo. But it's Starbound, and it's B. Oh,
And the plant.
the jump!
Hold on. I've seen this before. Yes, exactly. Blue, I've seen it before. Trying to TP away, and Lace gets the kill. Now FlyQuest gets the defuse to be on that point.
Oh my. I think the jump in, as soon as she heard her jump, you're like, wait a minute, you're not gonna do me. You're not gonna do me like that. Turns around. Nice job. Hey, hey! Family here.
Be nice. Be nice.
She's like, you remember which wire to cut? I don't know. Is it green? Is it yellow? Is it
I don't
blue?
know. It's just a
There's
box.
Mance.
I don't even see
Mance
wires.
is actually the cat of a dev.
Concentrate, Sofa.
You know, devs weren't supposed to have anything in the game related to them,
You
and then
failed.
Mance found his
Now
way in the
breathe.
game. So there you go. Oh my God! Oh no!
Oh, oh.
I don't see
Match
it.
point.
Wait, hold on. Hold on. I'm gonna change the topic. Map point for FlyQuest. And we have ults now for DCM. Oh man. I don't even know what to say anymore, Rib. That caught me off guard.
My mouth is full. I don't know.
Yes.
12 to 5.
Uh,
What do we got? Where are we going? All right. Misu with the sheriff. They're on a low buy here for possible final
oh, we're chilling in spawn.
round. Yeah, it's gonna be tough. They actually want to take mid control so they can get themselves into position for something little weird.
I think
Hero
that's
Vandal.
why they're hanging out and delaying on that previous round, though. Donut's stuck in the spawn. They're just trying to delay some more. Don't want to use a tech timeout or a tactical timeout because they're just feeling confident. Again, vibing our FlyQuest. Welcome back, Donut, moving outside towards the spawn. And out of that, 40 seconds left, or 40 seconds depleted in the round. If not gained too much information out of DCM, they still have to use more util to try to split towards this B site. Donut out from spawn with a showstopper to get a kill.
From the grave. Still grabs it. Some deep trips here. So they're expecting if it does go B that Decimate's going to want to push through again and try to get themselves closer to Bobo without seeing anybody in sight. Let's see if they fall into the trap so far, heading towards B. But if not, they have a pretty free
30
plant
seconds
towards
left.
that front side. They can get themselves into position for post plant.
Nightfall does get some information. That was a saving grace here for Mizu for them to try to hit towards this B site. So FlyQuest had to play the retake. Sonner down, so that's less utility. Thea trying to meet up with the rest. Still have a high Titan and a recon dart that they could use here to try to just isolate the inside of the site while they work their way back from Boba. Mizu looking to swing out on the first contact from Carry. Carry doesn't need the help. Carry does not need the help.
Woo! Okay. Nice take. FlyQuest was waiting patiently. I think one of the big things, Mluo's smoke that came through to block that lane to Boba just disrupted the timing, the knowledge of when it was going to be Decimate really going through and hitting the site, or how much control they may have had of Market, slowing down the retake quite a bit. Really well done there. 12 to 6. All that pressure still just on the shoulders of Decimate here. Still another map to play, but just for this many rounds to go is going to be tough versus that power of FlyQuest so far on Sunset.
Sonner looks like she was ready to fault line here off what Lace can maybe see on the top middle, but she gets smoked out on the right side. Now there's the fault line for the swing out from Market. Beautiful flash. Hawk comes out to get a ping, but they can't get the kill. Look at all that utility up towards that middle. So hard for Misu to get through. And Sad comes up with 3. Donut stays alive, trying to fight back. Reckoning comes out towards the middle. Spike not yet picked up. There's only 2 players left. Damage now for FlyQuest against 3 of DCM with a showstopper. They'll use it. They're not towards the back, a 1-for-1, 4 in a round. Zan looking for that final frag. And Thea's like, I'm not going to give it to you. Let me just slowly creep away.
That looks so good. Thank you so much, observers. Oh my gosh. That was hilarious. All right, so it's going to be the plant over to the other side. Thea now we'll return to battle. It's just a live the fight another day situation. That's all it was. Thea's still there. Still in it.
Yeah, I mean, this is a half buy that you had from FlyQuest as well, right? So
30 seconds.
Yeah,
they'll
so
be
good
able to
damage.
upgrade. They can make it expensive once again. Very similar to what we
Yeah.
saw on the first half. I think it was Mluo that picked up the Vandal and did the same type of pathing. Unfortunately here, though, for Thea, there's a trip. Breaks it. Now we'll sound the alarm here for the last 2 players of DCM. But again, name of the game, make it expensive, even if you lose a round now for FlyQuest, because you have a 6-round cushion. Wall bang, camera now spots her. Breaks it out. We're playing it safe.
One enemy remaining.
There's that first, turns around, almost there. The wide swing out from Gary in the end for the trade. And DCM now only need 5 rounds to tie up the game.
And they have some money. They can spend again. And they can spend after this round, too. That looks good. That's really good. Not that they can take any chances in these rounds, but
Down mid.
they lose a few members. It's not
enemy
gonna hurt. Zan going
One enemy
off. When
remaining.
called upon, comes out with more shots here. And still able to pick it up with the help of Carey, who we were talking about just before this game. Quietly coming online again. As the rest of the team is there to support each other. All right. One of the more quiet rounds from both teams here. Yeah, we get the B main peak as per usual. That's going to be a Dodo Nut orb grab.
Fight.
Looking to use fight, yeah.
On B main, yeah. And then also controlling the orb. So again, once again for FlyQuest, despite the slow comeback that DCM's doing, they're still staying to their protocols.
Caution here.
Controlling orb. Now actually even leaving a player in the process. Hunter's Fury out, gets some pings on 2. Potential kill, connects onto Zan, that's Duelist down. Last 3 players stuck towards the spawn. Rolling Thunder out on the attack, trying to counter it back. Pushing forward are going to be
They know.
DCM. Decimate around the map. Thunder runs across from the back. The crossfire in the end. Rise is left and cannot get the clutch.
Defenders win.
FlyQuest close out map number 3.
On the round, I'm like, okay, they're going to be a little bit more quiet on this one. No, they like keep pushing, and what they did was took even more B main control. Usually we see them back up after orb, but no, Dodo Nut presses forward. They change it up a little bit, and it's enough to get under the skin of DCM's really nice run that they were having. Something had to happen, and FlyQuest knew they had to change the game up a little bit. That happened over at B. Really well played, nice comeback, but it does seem like FlyQuest is just heating up with every round.
Exactly, and that's series point right now for FlyQuest after winning that map. And the next map is going to be a very tough one for Decimate because Ascent's coming up. For me, FlyQuest's best map. So I hope they got something cooked up. We'll find out after the break.
Rachel, you okay?
No. I live with a broken phone. I can't trade in.
Okay, that's dramatic. Better plans Verizon. Everyone can trade in their old phone and get the new Samsung Galaxy S24 Plus with AI on them.
A new phone.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Let's go.
Wait, I'm on Verizon. Can I still get it?
Yeah.
I gotta trade this in, right?
New and existing customers can trade in any Samsung phone for a new Galaxy S24 Plus watch and tablet, all on us. That's up to $1,800 in value, only on Verizon.
Red Bull gives you wings.